and welcome back to a very, very special episode of the Pickle Jar Podcast. My name is Ryan Sullivan.
And my name is Keaton Ashby.
Keaton.
Yes.
How long has it been since we've recorded a podcast?
I think almost a year.
What? No, there's no way. There's absolutely no way. I think if my memory serves me correct, I think the last podcast that we recorded must have been like August, or that was the last time we released a podcast. That was episode 31, How to Be Happy, right?
We're talking about actually like, okay, the last podcast that we released was 8 months ago.
Really?
So, yeah.
8 months ago?
Yeah, there's been a little bit of an issue.
And look, what was the issue?
We haven't recorded any.
Well, okay. Do you want to let's see. I'm testing my cameras that I have right now. Lean. Other way.
Wrong way.
There we go. Hi, Keaton. This
Hi.
is so weird. Wait.
Isn't it weird?
I know, right? You know what's also really weird? I'm looking this way, but I can't see you looking this way. Because for me,
okay.
You're behind me over there, because this camera is right there. Anyway, back to camera 2. Thank you to Faith Broadcasting Network for letting me use this studio tonight. I mean, I am the technical director here, so I can do what I please. But I'm
yes.
kidding. I'm kidding.
I take what I want.
Yeah, no. But anyway, why is it that it's been so long since we've recorded a podcast, Keaton? Do you have any earthly clue?
Yes, it's called life.
Okay.
It's very easy to get busy and sidetracked with work and everything, and be able to just take the time to actually sit back and record a podcast. So,
Oh, I bumped my mic. Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
We've all been there before.
By the way, Oh yeah, that happened on our first episode. I've been binge watching a lot of the old episodes recently, because So something that you guys are about to notice, because this is going up, I believe this should go up on the 3-year anniversary of us doing the podcast. And you're going to notice for the next couple of weeks, we are going to have a new highlight of the podcast coming out every single day, because I've been hard at work making content, because I decided at the beginning of the new year, I was like, hey, you know what? It's been...
Making content that was already released.
Yes.
Let's go.
Yes, but it's more...
Recycle and reuse.
Hey, we have 32 episodes of...
30, well, hold on now. What you mean 32?
Wait, did I say pull up a seat, take a bite, and get ready to dive into that brine for a very special episode of the Pickle Jar Podcast?
No, you didn't. This is the 34th episode, sir.
Is this the 34th episode? Oh, yeah, because we did the, what's it called? What did we do? We did the How You Got Happy Again, that bite-sized.
Yeah.
Keaton.
Huh. You didn't even open the jar, man. It's been 8 months.
You getting this camera? You getting this camera 3? Do you have a jar?
Listen, we can...
Are you pulling out a jar somewhere? Marley, get this man a jar.
I got peppers.
All right, so we'll do it. We'll do it together then. All right. 1, 2, 3. Oh wow, this is. I've opened this before. Why is this difficult?
Banana peppers.
Why is this difficult? I've opened this.
I don't know, Ryan. You gotta get your wrist game up.
Okay, I think it's because I currently have an iPad on my lap trying to. Everything's getting in my way here. Wait. I'm trying not to.
Are you okay there, man?
This jar has not been opened since I don't think this jar is opening
Come
up.
on, man, you're embarrassing us.
I know. I don't think this jar is gonna open, but you've got your peppers open, right?
Yeah, I put them back because they're starting to stink.
Okay. I don't think this pickle's gonna permeate throughout the studio today.
I'll tell you what, that did permeate. Those banana peppers did.
Did they now?
Yeah, they did. Dear goodness, it's not even pickles. Terrible, just terrible.
It's very sad. It's very sad. But
It is.
so Keaton, what's been going on in your life? Because we haven't really done a sit down. Let's update the people on what's going on, what the news is. Like, I mean, the podcast doesn't even know that I went to Texas back in September. And
Oh yeah, you did go to Texas. We fully intended on filming a podcast, and guess what? We didn't film a podcast. Wow.
Now, here's the question, Keaton. Why did we not record a podcast?
I really don't know. And then I came down to Florida for a week, and we were going to record a podcast, and then we didn't record a podcast.
Why didn't we record a podcast?
Listen, we have a recurring theme coming around here called I don't know.
Well, it seems like we take a decent amount of time off every once in a while, and then
because that's
if
terrible.
If you remember, back in when you first moved to Texas, that was the first time we took an extended break from the podcast. That was between the Christmas special and the show must go on, right? I just realized I need to fix my posture. Okay. I don't. Okay. Oh, by the way, audio listeners, just check out Instagram for clips of this because I'm really happy with how everything looks right now.
Yes, me too. I think it looks absolutely beautiful.
You know what? I just realized I'm not looking directly into the camera. I'm looking into my monitor.
It's terrible.
So now I'm actually looking into the camera, which is much better.
You're giving me a creepy stare, and I don't know how I feel about it, man.
I'm sorry. Oh, also, wait. Life update.
Hey, he doesn't have braces anymore.
I'm not even wearing my retainer for this, so that's extra cool.
That means we can beat him up now. He's just got to take the glasses off.
What?
So we can beat you up now, since you have your braces.
Okay. Oh, so you can hit me in the face without it like cutting up my my gums. Okay, I'll just wear my retainer every time I'm around you.
Oh.
You know, I just realized I'm not going to see you again until I'm 21.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Unless I decide.
Wait, no, you'll see me.
Why do you say?
Because if we do happen to, if we do the thing in May, then we'd be coming in the day before.
Oh, okay. So you would come in like the 30th or something like that. Oh, well, why don't we just since we're talking about it already, what do we do?
Okay, so we have this really cool thing planned in May for Ryan's 21st birthday.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna go to the Disney World.
Yes.
Like a bunch of kids.
It's gonna be a gay old time, as they would say in the Flintstones.
Yeah, we're going to the Epcots and the Disney Springs. So it's gonna be beautiful.
I want to go around the world.
we both go around the world.
What?
Let's say, hold on.
It'll be very fun.
So
what?
I will be the only person there that won't be 21.
That's true. I don't want to drink all that much because I want to actually enjoy the time that I'm having with my friends, you know, and all that.
You just get a nice buzz going, and, you know.
Well, you know, also, kids, don't drink. It's bad for you.
Yeah.
Kids watch the podcast, so we always have to make sure that we're not
awful.
Bad influence.
Yeah. Don't smoke cigarettes. Don't drink. Cigars are exceptional on occasion.
On occasion. Stay in drugs and don't do school. Anyway,
exactly.
I'm running out of things to say. This isn't good for the. Oh, so
We're talking about our life events. So I'm coming up on 1 year of marriage.
Oh yeah, that's
Wow.
going to be in March. We'll have to do a special live with Marley for the anniversary.
Wait, Ryan.
As long as she is into that, because I don't really know if she will be. But what?
You're right.
What do you have to say? The camera's on you now, so.
I see that. So there's a holiday coming up.
Because you can't see me when I show you, right?
No, I'm staring at you.
Huh? Well,
I'm staring at
you.
you.
What about now? Can you see me?
No, I can't see you. I can just see me.
Well, yeah,
but that's perfectly fine.
That's fine.
I like looking at myself.
You're getting the full mix. This is exactly what the podcast is going to look like when it actually airs.
Well, I love it. I love it to death. I think it's going to look beautiful, and I can't wait to see it in its full beautifulness. But I'm saying that there's a holiday coming up that we can also talk about.
Valentine's Day?
Yeah, man.
That's
cool,
this is
right?
going to upload after Valentine's Day.
Whatever, man. Whatever. Let's not talk about it. I didn't say nothing. It doesn't exist, my guy.
Okay. So I don't have any plans for Valentine's Day. If you could guess.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't had.
You're telling me you ain't got no plans for Valentine's Day?
I haven't had plans for Valentine's Day since 7th grade. So
How about you ask Wesley
that's not
to
true.
be your Valentine?
That's not true. I did have plans for Valentine's Day back in 2017, but nothing ever came of it. So
that's terrible, man.
Yeah, but anyway. So what are you going to do for Valentine's Day, Keaton?
I'm going out to get some sushi.
Very nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. I love sushi.
Is she in the room with us right now?
Yeah, she's in bed.
Can she just yell hello so that the people at home can hear?
Marley, yell hello to the people of the audience.
Hello.
There you go.
Thank you, Marley. Tell her I said hi.
Ryan says hi.
Hi.
Cool.
All right. So, is that all? Do you have any?
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Okay, cool.
That's all. For the viewers anyway.
Oh, okay. For the viewers. Anyway, so here's a little podcast update. I've been rewatching all the old episodes.
You told us that.
I know, but I'm gonna get a little bit more into it now. I've been rewatching all the old episodes from start to finish and getting all the highlights and stuff. And man, I am like so excited about what is to come with the podcast, because
me too.
I have like 5 guests lined up for this year, and one of them I still have to contact them, but one of them's really big, and the other one is really big, but like more like size-wise is is really big, but it'll be funny when you guys actually meet who I'm talking about. And I don't know, life has been good recently.
It's wonderful. I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, because I remember, holy moly.
Holy.
No, I just realized the last podcast we were going to record and why we didn't record it. Do you remember?
I really don't.
Okay.
Would you like to stroke my memory?
Okay. Anyway, so the last podcast that we were going to record, I don't really like this idea anymore. I think I've told people about this idea. I've told a couple people, and they've been like, "Ryan, that sounds really boring." And I'm like, you know what? You're not the one with the podcast. But
wait, I completely forgot about the idea. So
what? You did?
I
Okay.
forgot. I
Okay.
don't know what we're
So
talking about, man.
the idea was It was history related. We were going to do the Battle of Gallipoli versus the Battle of Stalingrad.
I do remember that.
And we had started writing a big old, like, we had a Google Doc that we started. Give me a moment. Have to wet my whistle. I'm drinking coffee, by the way, church coffee, out of
wonderful.
the jar cup. Thank you to Haley Ashby for making me these two beautiful stickers. These stickers will eventually be available for sale.
Yes.
Just not at the moment, because
Not at
but
I'm
basically,
I'm currently drinking water.
very nice.
Oh yeah.
But so we were going to record that episode on the Battle of Stalingrad versus the Battle of Gallipoli, and basically because Gallipoli was largely received as a failure during World War I. Same thing with the Battle of Stalingrad, but just for two different reasons. And we were going to discuss that. We were going to just talk about that. We wanted to talk about history. We started to write it, and then I got some very distressing news. About
We're the only two people that like history.
Well, yeah. Well, Wesley too, but I got some very distressing news while we were writing that episode, and you're like, "Oh, come on, Ryan, let's just crank out an episode," and I'm like, "I'm not really feeling it." It's like it was the first time where I ever was like, "I'm not really feeling doing a podcast right now," and then you're like, "Oh man, okay," and then we just never recorded it.
Yeah, it's been a while since we talked since then.
Well, no, that's not true. We talk every... You know what? I have a very warped sense of how often we actually talk, because the two of us, we have that sort of friendship where no matter how long we go without talking, it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal on our friendship, because like I want we have that sort of relationship where we can go days, weeks, months without talking, and it just feels like it was yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
No homo though.
No.
Anyway,
it's great.
Thank you. I'll be here all week.
Yeah, it is true though. It is hard to tell how often we actually do talk, because it is just like we just talked like yesterday. So
did we talk yesterday?
No, I'm saying that's how it feels.
No, but did we talk yesterday? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I texted you yesterday, I think, about the podcast.
So we've had two conversations this week. One about something I received in the mail, and then one which also happens to it all comes full circle, because what I received in the mail has to do with why I was upset the last time we were going to record a podcast. So anyway, it all
was an
comes
eviction
together.
notice. He got evicted out of his house.
No. Yeah, I got an eviction notice, and you work at a daycare.
Yes.
But anyway, point being, we talked about what I received in the mail, and then I was like, Keaton, we got to record a podcast this week. I don't care what you're doing. We got to record one this week. So here we are, midnight on a Wednesday.
Very true. Very true. It's 10:53 for me, 11:53 for you. It's a late night. I mean, today was I was off work today, so it was a good day, I went to the gym like right before we came. I ate some Panera bread, and now we're ready.
Panera is elite. I just have to say that right now.
Panera's beautiful.
Did you see the what's it called? It's called like the season of sipping or something like it's like free drinks through the app. If you sign up for
Really?
something, I don't know if it's like a subscription service, but I've seen it advertised on TikTok like 1,000 times.
You see, man, I don't.
But your
All
wife
right.
is an avid
If an
TikTok
app
user.
is not enough and they have to send a weather balloon after us, I mean, come on now.
You know,
Come on, man.
you know what? Do you want to talk about the balloon?
There's so many memes about it.
Okay, I'm gonna let you talk for a minute
Just
here.
people shooting up in the air.
I love. There's one where it's like, what's his name from the Trailer Park Boys, Bubbles from the Trailer Park Boys, where he's got his gun and he's pointing up. He's pointing directly down the barrel and it says POV, you're a weather balloon in Montana.
I saw that one.
Yeah.
I saw that one.
So
It was good.
now, here's the thing. I have a theory about the balloon that I haven't heard anyone say. So I'm going to leave that as our hook. I want you to talk about the balloon and fade.
So the balloon was flying across the U.S. and caused mass panic because it's a balloon. It's taking photos of us, even though there's satellites all over the world already taking photos of us. Which,
Well, what is the official story? What is the official story behind the balloon?
I don't know what the official story is. I know the FBI blew it up, and it hit the ground, and they recovered some.
Was it the
pieces from
FBI or was it the Air Force?
I think it is. One article I read, the FBI picked up the pieces from the shrapnel, so it might have been the Air Force. You know, they gotta get their hands in it.
Of course.
Maybe some hillbilly just decided one day to buy a couple weather balloons and put a little camera on it.
I'm going to the official story. The official story. Well, everyone knows about it, but I'm for the people watching in the future on a highlight that comes out in 6 years.
This is our biggest panic this day.
What?
And in February in freaking 2023, there was a mass panic over something silly.
Is that all?
Yeah, that's how I feel.
Okay, I'm going to go into the official story here. So, in February of 2023, the public became made aware of a balloon that originated from China that was floating across the U.S. This balloon has a propulsion system, as what it's been told, and as well, the Chinese have said that it is simply a weather balloon that they were using to monitor weather that got blown off course. Many in the U.S. believe that it was actually a balloon that was sent to spy on the U.S., and there are differing opinions on a lot of that. Now, Keaton, what is the balloon?
The balloon?
Yeah, what is it? Like, tell me in your own words, what do you think it was?
The balloon. The balloon was something that our government created and said it came from China and trying to make us go in fear of China so that we can start some beef with China, then go to war and waste our lives on it and cause war for nothing.
You have an interesting theory. I think mine is a little bit more crazy. I'm going to be honest.
You got to stretch now? What, you think North Korea? You think North Korea was behind it?
No.
You think the Russians are behind it?
No. I don't think the U.S. was behind it. I don't think that the Chinese, the
some
Russians,
Hindu monk on top of Mount Everest
listen to me.
the balloon?
Listen to me. I need to go to a different camera for dramatic effect.
Okay. Zoom up on the jars. Oh.
It was aliens. Here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. Now, I need you to hear me out.
We have 10 minutes left.
Okay. I was on TikTok, as you do, back in January. Like, I'm talking like
So long ago.
The first like 3 days of 2023. I'm on a weird side of TikTok. I get a lot of conspiracies and all that, because,
Nothing wrong
y'all
with
know
that.
the type of person that I am. Harking back to episode 23, What's in the Sky, and also episode 2, Sasquatches and Self-Isolation. There were videos of ball-shaped UFOs, white spheres that were flying incredibly fast everywhere, right? These were coming out, and they were seen over the U.S., flying over the U.S., right?
That's probably China.
You know what? You're probably more right than I am. However, I want to believe that they're blaming it on China to cover up for the fact that it was aliens. And that is
You could quite obviously see that it was a weather balloon. You saw the pictures of it, right?
Yes.
It's a weather balloon.
They were photoshopped.
The U.S. government is very sus about things like this because screw the government. The government needs to get a complete total reset.
Speaking of, we've got 10 minutes left in the first act here. Speaking of government conspiracy theories, I don't genuinely believe that it was aliens. That was my immediate thought when I saw it. Looking more into it, I know that that's not the case. However, it's a fun learning exercise.
It's a balloon with a camera on it. They can see us anyway. They have, like you said, people use TikTok. They're sucking all your information out anyway. So
That's
why does it matter now?
That's true. Maybe the reason that I was on that side of TikTok to see the balloon before it was public knowledge, because the thing is, the government has known about the balloon since the 23rd and of January, right? And like everyone's like, oh, you should have shot it down when it was like over Montana. Nobody lives there. No, it would have killed quite a few people if it would have, because the thing was big. It's very large. Have you seen like I think it's like the size of a bus or something like that?
Yeah, satellites are big, man.
Yeah, which it's not a satellite. The thing is, it's able to. It flew over Air Force bases. I mean, it's unfortunate that
it's terrible.
But like, maybe TikTok showed me videos of people freaking out and saying that it was aliens, so that when it came up, I would think that it was aliens. We've just gone another layer deep on this conspiracy theory.
No, okay, you need to throw out the aliens.
No. What I'm saying is that it's not aliens. TikTok wanted me to think it was aliens because TikTok is owned by China.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about. And then we all know that our government is trying to send us to war, to kill us all off. It's terrible and tragic.
Allegedly.
No.
Allegedly.
I have strong feelings about the government.
I'm gonna say right now, I think the government's doing a good job. And I lost all my guns in a boating accident. I pay my taxes every year.
Boating accident.
And
I pay
also,
my taxes.
I don't own any shotguns, let alone sawed-off ones.
That's not what you need to be worried about.
Well, no, I don't want them to shoot Daisy.
Pistol braces.
What?
Pistol braces is what you need to be worried about.
What are pistol braces?
So the ATF and their big-brained decisions decided that, hey, we're going to make pistol braces illegal, even though we're an enforcement agency, we don't pass laws. So, so you have to, if you have a pistol brace on your rifle that's under 16 inches, you have to register as a short barrel rifle, pay $200 fine, and you have up to like I think it was like 80 to 100 days to get it registered through the ATF and pay taxes on it. And if you don't,
Really?
instant felon. Which, let me remind you that there's over 3 million people in the U.S. with these pistol braces already because they said it was not illegal. So you become an instant felon if you don't get it registered. Therefore, it's the same degree charge as drilling a little hole in your gun and making it go brrrr. So
That is insane.
there is no reason.
Now, the only reason I was saying anything about sawed-off shotguns is because of Waco. I think it was both Waco and Ruby Ridge. In the Ruby Ridge incident, they thought that the father there had a sawed-off shotgun that he sawed off himself, and then they shot his dog. And
the ATF love shooting dogs.
Yeah, well, that's where that whole thing comes from the Ruby Ridge incident. And then on top of that, they thought that the cult leader, I forget his name, at Waco, Texas, they thought that they were illegally selling sawed-off shotguns, which... Before we go to break, I just want to say this really quick. The ATF is a wing of the IRS. It's not like the FBI. It's not the CIA. It's a wing of the IRS. Because the only reason they come after you for this stuff is because you're not paying the taxes on it.
That's pretty much it. And it's just an enforcement agency, man. And they're making laws. Mm-hmm. This bull crap.
Yeah, Ryan, I don't think those 80,000 new IRS agents are for the IRS or for the ATF.
Before we go to break, I have to tell you about a tragedy that I committed at work.
A tragedy that you don't commit tragedies, you commit atrocities.
Whatever.
Okay.
I'm
gonna let you
at work.
I'm gonna let you speak. Go ahead.
So, I went to the front area where civilians are allowed and authorized personnel go through to go to the unauthorized areas, and I went out there because my wife brought me some coffee.
Oh, very nice.
I went outside to go talk to her for a little bit. I came back inside, and when I was walking up the steps, there was two guys right behind me, and I said, all right, just being a kind person, I opened the door and held them for them.
Right.
These two men walked up to the front desk, pulled out their badges, and said, hey, we're with the ATF. We need to see this guy. And I said, I should have slammed the door in their face. I can't believe I held the door for the ATF. What the frick? Why would I do that? I don't like the ATF. Why would I hold the door for them? They tricked me. They looked like nice people. They're not. They were just there to shoot this man's dog.
And with that, we'll be right back after these important messages.
And then it just goes to like a...
It's gonna fade to black.
Commercial of like the government.
It's fading to black. It's fading to black.
Oh.
Whopper, 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 Junior, Double, Triple, Whopper, Impossible or Bacon Whopper. I rule this day. And BK, have it your way.
And we are back from our short little break that we had there. I no longer have the premium edition of Zoom, so it's not really working out that I can exactly do a full hour and a half of a podcast. But that's totally okay, because,
it's fine. At least it wasn't 8 months.
That's true. So, Keaton.
Yeah.
You'll never believe what I did yesterday. You'll never believe it.
Oh, I would never believe what you did yesterday.
Well, I did tell you last night.
All right. Well, please do inform me, Ryan.
You
What did you
people
do?
at home, you would never believe what I did yesterday. All right. So basically, 5 years ago, I was. anyone who was around me during this time is gonna get a hoot and a holler out of this. I've discussed it on the podcast multiple times. Number one, why podcast? I've always wanted to entertain people. I love entertaining people. But I've never done anything outside of theater, right? Never done anything outside of theater. I always wanted to. My plan, this is actually crazy to think about this, because if my plans continued the exact way that they were going to, I would have moved to LA like this week. Okay, before I tell you what I did yesterday, I'm going to go back into what my previous... I need to move my mic. There we go. Perfect. Okay. What my 5-year plan used to be was I was going to continue doing acting around here. I was going to make an account on Fiverr or something, start doing voiceover work and really work on that, try and get the podcast going, doing my own YouTube stuff on the side. The whole plan, I was going to continue working at Marco Off Supply. And then once I got my braces off, I was going to move to Los Angeles. And I was going to move out to Hollywood. And I was going to take a stab at trying to get into acting, for real and serious. And I knew that it was a pipe dream. So my whole plan was I was going to wait tables out there, maybe try and find acting work. And then in 5 years, if I don't see it going anywhere, I'd move back to Marco. That was my original plan. Did I ever tell you about that?
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
Yeah.
You did tell me about that one.
But
I'm glad you didn't do it, though.
Yeah, me too. But basically, I always wanted to be involved in the theater or acting and movies somehow. So 5 years ago, my dad came to me and he's like, hey, I just saw this advertisement on Facebook. They're doing an audition up in Cape Coral for the trailer for a movie called The Czar of Hollywood, right? And I was like, so now, of course, at this time, this was back when I still wore the top hat and everything.
Oh, yeah.
I remember there was a discussion when we first started the podcast on if I should wear the top hat or not. And the only reason I didn't wear the top hat was because I couldn't wear the top hat when I had headphones on.
It's good.
That's very good. But anyway, I go up to Cape Coral for the audition. I'm wearing the top hat at the audition. Immediately, I am just in their minds, and it's like the kid walked in wearing a top hat. And they don't even have to wait and say it's like, oh, well, we'll call you. They immediately said it's like, we don't need to see anybody else. You got the part. So I got the part. It was 2 lines. It was literally 2 lines in a trailer for a movie that never came out. And it was, well, that's not so bad, is it? And I think, oh, was my other line. But basically, the movie was a parody of, not really a parody, a retelling and reimagining of The Wizard of Oz. Don't you yawn while I tell my story.
Oh, I'm sorry. We've been through this one before.
What do you mean? Have we been through this one before?
I've been through
Well,
this
yeah,
one
you were there.
before multiple times.
So I go to Cape Coral. I do the sizzle reel. That's what it's called. It's called a sizzle reel because it is a trailer for a movie that hasn't been made yet, and it's supposed to go out to get funding. Funding never ended up coming enough for them to do the movie.
What a tragedy.
And now they've been working on this thing for like 13 years. But so 5 years ago, it was 2017. It was like 5 hours of shooting for like 12 seconds. And it really got me the experience of like being on a set and all that and like being around all that stuff. It was a really, really neat experience. And I kind of owe it to that because I talked a lot with the guys there. I owe it to Scott Brannon, for kind of like getting me into the behind the scenes of it too. But now, what I did afterwards is when I went back to school, I wore a pair of sunglasses, and I had people follow me around with their hands like this, and like, stay away from the talent. Please don't touch the talent. Back off from the talent. And basically, my whole MO was, I'm a celebrity now. Now, now here's the thing. That's the joke. That's the joke. I had 2 lines in a movie trailer that never came out. That's the joke. The joke is that I'm not a big deal. I'm not a big deal. It's like no
B movie.
It's not.
The plot thickens had a better run than the Czar of Hollywood.
Kind of true until now. But you're right. You're right. And like, here's the thing. I always knew like this isn't huge. I mean, it was a great experience, but this is not like, I'm not going to win an Oscar, right? But I thought, wouldn't it be funny if I was going to act like I'm an actor. I like. That's a reference to the wedding week for you kids out there. I'm an actor. I'm just acting right now. I don't actually think that I'm famous. I know I'm not, and I know that this isn't all that big a deal, and people got upset with me over it. I almost lost friends. There was one person who I was really close with at the time, and like we did everything together, me and this person, and they told me, it's like, Ryan, I do not like the person that you've become. And I'm like, what do you mean the person I've become? It's like, I'm still the same person. And it's just like, no, Ryan, you've changed ever since you got this movie part. I'm like, number one, I didn't get a movie part. It's like, if they find $4 million somewhere, then I got a movie part. But, and then it's like, I'm like, hey.
Who was that person?
Well, let's just say that she has been mentioned on another podcast because of when you and Wesley drowned me. She called you insufferable.
No,
was it insufferable?
It was unbearable.
Unbearable. Okay. But, and I was I nearly lost a friendship over that. Lost that friendship for other reasons. Because, I'm not a very trustworthy guy. But I kid. My dad's calling me. Hello.
Hey, I was just wondering what you're up to.
I'm recording a podcast. Say hello to the people listening to the Pickle Jar Podcast.
Hello, people listening to the Pickle Jar Podcast.
Yeah, I'm recording a podcast at the church with Keaton right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll quit interrupting you then.
All right, cool. We'll be done in like 15, 20 minutes, and I just got to shut everything down.
Okay.
All right.
Have a good one.
All right. Thanks. Talk to you later.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
That was wonderful.
Say it back. Anyway, so yeah, almost lost friends over it, and I was just like, I'm not serious, and they're like, no, I think you are being serious. I'm like, all right, I'll stop the bit. I thought it was the funniest bit I've ever done. I thought it was, I literally during lunch, I had open on my phone the WikiHow article on how to make people think that you were a celebrity, and I would leave it open on the table for people to look at, and nobody ever picked up on it. Like I made Dayette upset too. Like I made everyone in the theater class upset. It was hilarious, but the reason I spin this manly yarn is because yesterday, Keaton, you'll never believe what I did yesterday.
What?
So not last week, like 3 weeks ago, I get a message from Carissa, the daughter of the guy who wrote the original movie, and she says, "Hey, Ryan, since you were involved in the original trailer 5 years ago, we've adapted the Czar of Hollywood into a musical, and the play it's nearly done. We've just got a couple of kinks to work out. We're going to have a live reading, and we're also going to play the music that we already have recorded, and anything that's not recorded yet, we're going to perform live. It's all going to be taped, and we're going to do this. We want people to come and give their opinions, tell us what needs to be changed, what needs to be cut, and all that." And I'm like, yo, that sounds like so much fun. So I honestly, like, I almost forgot about it. And then she texted me again, like saying, it's like, hey, it's going to be at 6:00. Here's the address. And I'm like, on Tuesday. And I'm like, oh yeah. Okay. So I drove up to Cape Coral, yesterday at like 4:30. And so it took me 2 hours to get there because of traffic. I get there right at 6:30, and I didn't actually tell you this part, Keaton. Basically, one of the readers didn't show, so they go, "Is there anyone who wants to read for this part?" And I'm like, me. So
was it an actual part that you could have?
So I read for 2 roles. I read for actor number 2 and moderator. Yeah.
Wonderful names there.
Yeah, no. But actually, like, moderator had a couple, like, long, like, paragraphs to read. Actor 2 had like 3 lines. It's not so bad, is it? No, I'm kidding. But basically,
nothing I could do.
No, well, there were some big words in there, so you probably would have had some.
Listen,
issues.
There's a reason I cannot be an actor for anyone except for Gina. It's because I changed the script. Every single show.
A lot of shows that's not an issue.
Script.
A lot of shows that's not an issue.
Well, sometimes I just be
Lou
going off
sends
on
her
some
regards,
crap.
by the way.
Who?
Lou.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Yeah, Lou sends her regards. But anyway, point being, let me go back to me. There we go. So don't you laugh at me. So I go up there, I read for it, and I'm like giving it a grade as I go along. And like, I'm gonna be honest. gonna be completely honest. Now, if since Carissa, since you follow the podcast now as of yesterday, don't be offended when I said I wasn't expecting the best. I wasn't expecting big things. I was figuring that I'd be like, oh, okay, this will be pretty good. It's like this is more so going to be a fun experience. I was blown away.
Oh, really?
I was genuinely blown away. Like,
it was good, or was it bad?
No, it was good. Like,
oh, all right.
I'm talking
That's
like
what I'm talking about.
It's not only like there's like a couple problems, and most of the problems aren't really problems. Like there's a couple things that need to be changed here and there. Like, oh, the dialogue is a little bit hokey in some places. You got to amp up the realism. Most of my comments were just ideas of things to add to make it even better. And of course, that's just me being me. I like being in charge of things. So
yes, we know this.
Yeah. He says while dominating the discussion for the past 15 minutes, and for the past 34 episodes or whatever. What episode number is this?
Me or you?
Me. I dominate the discussion every episode.
Yes, you do. This is episode number 34.
Okay.
Make sure we get that right. It'd be it would be very awkward if we had two 33s.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, no, it was really good. Like the opening number comes up, and like my jaw drops because the music. I mean, like, I wasn't expecting it to be bad. All right. I wasn't expecting it to be phenomenal. I was expecting it to be all right.
Expecting it to be mid.
I was expecting a couple steps up from mid, a couple steps up from mediocre. I wasn't expecting like a 9.5.
Dang.
Because I mean that's where I would say it is right now. And the story. I'm not spoiling anything because I mean, like, this is all in the sizzle reel, which I'll post a link to it. Basically, the story it's a direct rip of The Wizard of Oz, where there's a girl from Rome, Georgia, who she's playing Dorothy. Her name's Dottie. She's playing Dorothy in the school play. The school play gets canceled because there's this big show coming into town that needs the stage, and Principal West, you know, like the Wicked Witch of the West, cancels the school play, and Dottie's all like, I'm gonna run away. So she does what I was originally planning on doing, runs away to Hollywood because she saw this ad for the Czar of Hollywood. He's like the best like agent that you could ever get and all that. So she wants to go out to Hollywood, find the Czar of Hollywood, and along the way, she meets a colorful cast of characters. She meets first a politician named Mariana,
wonderful.
who what does she want? She's the Scarecrow. Does she want a brain?
The Scarecrow wants a heart.
No, the Scarecrow wants a brain.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I would while away the hours conversing with the flowers if I only had a brain.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so...
Oh, okay. Okay, there, bud.
I think in the original... She wants to go to this big future politicians of America. It's called FPAR. That's all I know. She wants to go to this thing in L.A., and she joins Dottie on the journey. And then second, we have a rapper named Excess, who he wants to go to the Orange County Rap Convention or something like that. No, it's a competition. So he wants to attend this competition. And then third is a preacher who he wants to attend this the Reach 316 conference in LA, and his problem is that he's fine when he's speaking in church, but anywhere else he has crippling stage fright. So you could say that he's cowardly.
What?
You know, like the lion.
Really? Wow.
So the politician, the rapper, and the preacher are, and then so they go off to Hollywood to go pursue their dreams, right? And the Czar of Hollywood ends up being a guy living in a van down by the river.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, much like Matt Foley. But basically, I wasn't expecting a lot, and it was so good. And not only that, I made a ton of new friends.
It's epic.
Yeah, so I'm going to be going back to Cape Coral every once in a while now, because
awesome.
I got a friend group up there now, which is really neat. And
y'all can go to Red Robin.
Oh yeah,
Get bottomless root beer floats.
And Keaton, I got a question for you. So you've moved to a completely new place. And like, here's the thing. I've lived here my entire life, but I think that I make friends fairly easily. Like I'm very extroverted in that way. I feel like once I find my comfort zone, like once I'm in a place where it's like, hey, like it took me a minute. I knew one person there last night. And then by the end of the night, I got 5 new people who I can all say are good friends. And I only talked to them for like from 9 p.m. until 1:30 a.m. And then I drove home. But how have you done with making friends in general? And how has it been different, like going somewhere where you know absolutely nobody? Like, how has that worked out for you in general?
So all my friends are my coworkers, and we really didn't start hanging out until like the summer of last year, and I've almost been at my job for 2 years now in March.
Really?
So it took me a little bit over a year to start actually hanging out with people.
Well,
But
so how did it
started?
Okay, go ahead.
It all started when I was working overtime one day, and I heard my friend Jenny talking to Bucky, and they were talking about going to Olive Garden, and I looked around and I said, "Wow, thanks for the invite, y'all," because they were going to go, and they said, "Well, Ashby, do you want to go?" And I said, "Yes, I would love to go." And they said, "Do you want to bring your wife?" And I said, "Yes, I'll bring my wife." Now,
here's a question. Did you actually say, "Wow, thanks for the invite," or did you look around like you were saying that in your head?
No, I said, "Wow, thanks for the invite." I did say
Very
that
nice.
we're pretty close people there. Oh man, time's running out. 10 minutes. Anyway, so blah, blah, blah. We went to Olive Garden. That was the first time we hung out. It was me, Jenny, his wife, Bucky, his wife, 2 kids, and then Luis and his girl. And it was great. We had a blast. It was phenomenal. Bottomless soup, endless salad, endless breadsticks, wonderful. It was everything you could dream of. And then after that, we went fishing, and then they all came over to my house a couple times. We had fires and stuff, and now we just hang out probably twice or 3 times a month.
That's really cool. So your main is that like your main friend group now? It's like just
yes,
and all couples, right?
It's people that are all 10 years older than me.
Oh, fantastic! Have you made friends through church?
I mean, not really that much, because I go every other Sunday.
Oh, because you work a lot.
Yeah.
See,
Marley has.
let's go to camera 4 really quick. This is where I work.
Nice.
This is where I work. So it's kind of easy for me right now to be here. I make friends here because it's church,
Even
and
though
I
you're
have to be
all
here.
alone.
No, I'm not alone. I've got you and I've got the Holy Spirit, so we're good. So, but yeah, no.
Wonderful.
So, what about down here? Do you have have you found it, do you find it difficult to make friends? Or do you think that it's like, oh, I can make friends. I can make friends easy.
I won't go out of my way to make friends. I have to be put into a situation where I have to talk to someone, and then a friendship blossoms out of that. Because on my own, I like to be alone.
I see. So it's less like, oh, it's difficult to make friends. It's more like I have no desire.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I know, isn't that weird?
And I wouldn't say it's weird.
Oh, we are cracking down here. We gotta start wrapping her up like a present.
Well, I actually think it might not be a bad idea to just make some big cuts to Act 1 and then just keep going with this, because this is going better right now than Act 1 did. Maybe add another break in there. I can edit this down because it's not going to take me a very long time to edit.
Okay.
What do you think?
I gotta get going soon.
Oh, okay. That's fine. As you were talking about,
friends.
Yeah. It's like not a desire to make friends and all that.
Yeah, because most of my homies, they be down in Florida, so.
That's true. Yeah, because the thing is, the reason I ask is not only because it ties in perfectly with what I was just talking about, but also the fact that I never hear anything about friends, about coworkers. I hear very little. So I was just wondering about that, because it's interesting stuff.
Oh, we went to Dallas the other day.
Why'd you go to Dallas for?
So my group of friends, we really like guns.
Mm-hmm.
We like buying guns. So we went out to Dallas to go to Cabela's, Bass Pro Shops. There's a place
Very
there
nice.
called GT Distributors that gives law enforcement discounts on their items. So that's a big score right there. So we went all down to there, and I mean, we just had a blast. Well, we didn't find what we needed. Actually, fun fact, what I wanted, we didn't find that until we came back to the town right next to us, about 20 minutes away, and it was there the whole time. So we could have saved the whole trip.
Wait, so you found it in Longview, or
No, it was in Tyler.
Oh, okay. You went all the way to Dallas and you couldn't find it?
Yeah.
That's insane.
And it was great. It was wonderful because we had a heck of a time. We went to Longhorns
Nice.
Steakhouse. It was great. It started snowing. We had the windows down in 20-degree weather because we ate Taco Bell for that breakfast, and there were seat warmers on. It was terrible for everyone else except for me. But
That's
it was.
I love that extra bit of stuff there. Those are perfect details to include for all of our viewers at home.
Well, there was another good thing about what we drove by. It was a Walmart-sized adult store. It was like the size of Walmart. We drove by it. It was funny.
Interesting.
One of my coworkers was just like, "Hey, what do you think would happen if 3 married men walk into the store?"
Yeah, that would not be great.
The name of it was phenomenal too. It was called Condom Sense.
Oh. That was fun.
Yeah.
I haven't really done any like big trips or anything.
No.
Well, other than going
We
to Cape
will.
Coral. Yeah.
We will.
I
In
think
May.
we've got less than 10 minutes remaining on the Zoom, don't we?
We got 3 minutes and 35 seconds.
Oh, very cool. All right, so we'll wrap up right at 1:50 or 12:50. So I don't know. I think it's really a good place to stop. Do you have anything that you really want to add?
No, I mean that's pretty much it. I mean, we gotta get back into the move here.
Yeah.
And start getting on top of things.
Yeah, so I know this was a very different episode of the podcast. So this is the start of us getting back into the swing. So forgive us for any sort of weird trains of thought that we may have gone on about spy balloons or about me,
The ATF,
or me being a
celebrity.
Yeah, celebrity. Keaton, what should we call this episode?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out soon enough.
A tribute to the government.
A tribute to the government?
Yes, because multiple times in this episode I've stated about how much I hate the government.
Oh, I mean, maybe we should just call it like
We love the government.
a return to normalcy or something like that.
Yeah,
Or-
something basic.
We'll see. We'll see. Because this is the premiere of the next season.
Yeah, I know it doesn't feel like it, but guess what? We're back.
We're
And we're
back,
better
baby.
than ever.
And we'll have a live episode coming up, by the way.
Oh yeah, bet you we're gonna have a live
So
episode.
now I'm going to roll that outro. Can you hear it?
I can't hear.
Okay. There. Can you hear it now?
I gotta turn my volume down.
Okay, sorry. So anyway, folks, now that we're wrapping up here really quickly, I want to remind you to follow us on Instagram at the Pickle Jar Pod. Follow us on Facebook. Keaton, where can they listen to the podcast? Where can they listen to the podcast, Keaton?
I don't know. I can't hear anything because the outro blows my ears out.
You can listen on all audio platforms. I mean, that's basically it. I've been Ryan Sullivan.
I've been Keaton Ashby.
Thank you for listening.